So this is real, and it's finally happening. And I want to talk to you about something a little bit personal. And I haven't run this by my board chair, so hopefully he won't jump out of his seat. That's not like him, he wouldn't do that. Muslim online dating is really hard. It's just, I'm 34, and we have a Muslim version of Tinder. It's called Minder. We have Muzzmatch, and if you look really hard, you can find some Muslims on eHarmony. And here's the thing, like, is he taller than me? Can he help pay for rent in Silicon Valley? Will my parents like him? Will he let the FBI into our home without a search warrant? Will he come with me to PACT events? Does he feel the need for comprehensive immigration reform? Will he park the car while I stop by the side of the road to record the police officers? If he's single in his 30s, what kind of baggage does he have? But those are all self-imposed choices. Preferences, one might call them. The thing that's not self-imposed, though, is I could not fall in love with someone from Iran, Syria, Somalia, Libya, or Yemen, unless I were willing to move there. I could not move them to the United States to be with me and my family. The Muslim ban has permanently barred those people from coming here. Our team at CAIR, all of whom are here, and I'm so excited to be joined by, who do this work every day, represent clients who have moved out of the United States because they met someone online that they wanted to be with, but the only way to be with them was to be elsewhere. We have filed lawsuits and amicus briefs challenging the Muslim ban. I do the work that I do at CAIR because I grew up in a loving and supportive family who understood, as is the motto for so many of PACT and Faith in Action's events, that we need to put our faith into action. My parents were fortunate. They came here at a time when Muslim immigrants were not criminalized. They had the right education. They came from middle-class backgrounds, so they got their papers so easily they didn't know what they were. But they taught us that family is important, that love is important, that it is not the government's business to tell us who we love and how we love and where we live with them. I've learned in recent years, through the honor of sitting with Indigenous elders, through the opportunity to visit Montgomery, Alabama, through seeing the San Diego or US-Mexico border, that family separation is not a new issue. When European settlers came to the United States, they took over through the genocide of Indigenous people. And that was followed by the worst slave trade in human history, which did not end. We did not end slavery, we moved it to the prison industrial complex. We did not end the lynchings, we started capital punishment. And then there was Chinese exclusion and Japanese internment. And today we have the Muslim ban, the kidnapping of children at the border. Imagine that, our taxpayer dollars fund kidnapping. And the ongoing criminalization of Black bodies in our country. Stephon Clark's murder taught us that you don't leave home to be put in danger by the police. They come to your house and they kill you, and they walk free. Sometimes they get new jobs at other departments. What we have learned in this last week is something that some of us have been saying for a few years now. The system is not broken. It is working exactly the way it is supposed to. Justice Kavanaugh makes me nauseous just saying it. It's a good thing I didn't eat lunch before I speak. I just can't. You wouldn't want to see that mess. He will sit on the highest court in our country for a very long time because the life expectancy of rich white men is very long. He will decide on issues that impact me and my nieces and my grandnieces for generations. This is an intergenerational fight. We do the work that we do at CAIR And it's hard to answer the call when someone is visited by the FBI and say, they're coming to my house right now, what should I do? To answer the call when someone says, I'm stuck at the airport, or I'm waiting for someone who's stuck at the airport and it's been 5 hours. What do I do? Or my child has been bullied so severely that he's suicidal. What do I do? And we provide them with legal services. And we work with our policymakers to change the laws. And we work with the media to tell authentic stories of our community. And we work with the communities who are most impacted to say, how do we build power? But the thing that I've been holding near for the past 2 years now is courage. That's what we need right now. As a Muslim, I grew up, my bedtime stories were not Disney princesses. That's okay, well, we do that. But my bedtime stories were Moses, peace be upon him, challenging Pharaoh. The Virgin Mary and Jesus challenging the Romans. Peace be upon them. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, challenging those who held power in Mecca, risking their lives. And then I, as an American, learned about Harriet Tubman, Fred Korematsu, Cesar Chavez, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. All of these people are prophets, peace be upon them, and these leaders in American history were enemies of state. They were arrested, they were beaten down, they were boycotted, their families endangered, their homes firebombed, kicked out of their neighborhoods. They put everything at risk. And today, when we do the work that we do, when CAIR does the work that it does, when PACT does the work that it does, when Faith in Action does the work that it does, we do it standing on their shoulders. We stand on the shoulders of giants who came before us, who understood that justice could not be for just us. And that to really, truly make change, to shake up the system, to protect their grandchildren and generations after them, that they would need to be courageous. Courage means different things for different people. If you're undocumented, it may not mean that you stand in front of a police van and videotape them. If you're a woman, maybe it doesn't mean that you have to physically confront someone who's attacking someone else. Maybe you should if you're stronger than me. If you are a straight white male, your privilege is very different than mine. It's far more significant. You can do a lot more than I can. I'm not here to tell you what privilege you put on the line or what courage looks like for you, except to say that I know that if we're in this room, we're very comfortable, myself included. I could stop at Pete's on my way here and get my $5 coffee. I have a home to go home to tonight. I know where my next meal is coming from. I commend PACT for their courage in everything that they do. The ballot measures that they support, the communities that they organize, the powers that be that they push back against. And I invite all of you, and I remind myself, to join PACT in that courage. To say that if we want to make systems change, if we want something new, if we want Zahra to find love at 34 online and not have geographic restrictions, then we need to be courageous. Just as the prophetic leaders and the civil rights leaders before us were. This is the time. Thank you to PACT and thank you to all of you.